Hello, this is BlueStar, Defender of Equestria, and this is my status update slash Make Your Mark Chapter 2 video thing. Roar! Yes, I have decided to do this video in some way more casual, shall we say, so we'll see if this works out or not. But anyway, yeah, so I basically just want to talk about, a little bit about, in some ways, the fact that MLP Chapter 2 is coming next Monday. Roar! Yes, I am totally nervous excited because I am both because it is both exciting and terrifying. Because as I've said multiple times before, that almost certainly that there will be like 12 episodes released all at once, and as a reactor, that doesn't really make me too happy because it's like I can't physically react to that many episodes that quickly. So in some ways it's also kind of a little bit of business as well that so I'm probably gonna spend like the whole week just recording and I'm not even gonna touch my video editor, which probably means I will not be able to record Tell Your Tale, because after what happened with Make Your Mark Chapter 1, where it basically Tell Your Tale spoiled it, I am not going to watch Tell Your Tale before I watch Make Your Mark, so I have to finish those episodes before I watch Tell Your Tale, so yeah. But you never know, maybe they'll release one episode a week, but this is Netflix. I really don't think they're going to do that, because the only time they do that is for shows like The Great British Baking Show, which is on now. And I'm sure the reason for that is because they're probably releasing them in Britain now, so they're basically getting them at the same time as it's being released live. So, but in any case, it's like, it is so exciting though to, have the quote-unquote the main show be back. Yes. I mean, but at the same time, I think, Make Your Mark Chapter 1. I don't know how popular it was or how many ponies actually liked it. I mean, I'm disappointed with Dr. Wolf's review and basically saying this is almost this is irrelevant. What is the point of this? It's like, aww. I mean, I must admit, at first it kind of feels that way, because I think the short answer is almost going into like afterthought review in some ways with this, is that I mean, the short answer is, as bronies, we in a lot of ways don't get anything out of this, because we already know what these characters are learning, and we know this, we almost know the solution to the puzzle before they even know there's a puzzle to be solved. So we already know that, and one of my favorite moments of my reaction is like Zip says, "The crystals, they may be powered by ponies." And I'm almost like laughing, like it's like I really couldn't think of at the time what comment to put there, but it's like I think that would be like, no, really? Again, to us it makes sense because we've watched the show for like 9 seasons. We understand this world, the way it works, and even though a lot of things are different in Make Your Mark, we still have a very good understanding of the basics of this world, where these characters are all starting from zero. And I think the long story short with Make Your Mark and A New Generation is that they have a lot to do in not a lot of time, because they have to establish this world, these characters, and even though they've inherited this amazing world from Friendship is Magic, they have to in some ways make their own mark in this universe and reestablish, how does this world work with these sort of quote-unquote new rules of magic and all those sorts of things, while establishing the plot of the ponies are all separated, the characters themselves, and then bringing all the ponies back together again, and then sort of resolving all the conflicts that were going to come about because of that. So, there's a lot of world building and maintenance in A New Generation and Make Your Mark. That, like, A New Generation was basically bringing the ponies together after being separated. Make Your Mark was essentially about dealing with the aftermath of, okay, now we're all back together. There's going to be some ponies that are not going to be happy about this, and we have to, in some ways, resolve that conflict, and I think they did. So, And I think the other thing that may not make this, I mean, I think the other thing that may not make the show so great initially is that, again, we're in maintenance mode and we're getting to, all the ponies are getting to know each other. And that's almost like the purpose of Tell Your Tale, is to sort of establish those things as well. And, and all the little things that, aren't quite big enough to do for like a full episode. And that'll allow the main show to focus on the big things. And so all of these things are in some time. So right now we're kind of like we're sort of stuck in Maritime Bay, kind of getting to know each other. So yeah, things are not big and exciting right now. And but the good news is that at the ending of Make Your Mark definitely establishes that we're going to do more than just sit and hang out in Maritime Bay, that there's a big supervillain out there who's probably going to cause a lot of problems for us in the future. So yeah, there's definitely big magical adventures coming, but first we kind of gotta get together and, learn about each other before we can go and face the supervillain, which is actually not such a terrible thing. But in any case, yeah, so I'm excited to see what happens with the show, where they go with this, because, yeah, there's been so much change and a waves upheaval, to say the least. I mean, it's like, yeah, we start with New Generation with all the three pony kinds are separated? When did that happen? Why? And then, we bring them all back together again, and all those sorts of things. So yeah, and obviously the rules of magic are now changed. Magic is now a lot more fragile in this universe, and that the ponies actually face the possibility, if they're not if they're being disharmonious and not... Is disharmonious a word? I don't think so. Yeah, if the ponies are not acting together with harmony and being harmonious and all those things, they could possibly lose magic, maybe forever. And I think my first and the other thoughts is that then at the same time there are maybe forces out there that are trying to take advantage of that situation. So yeah, so a lot of the rules have changed and stuff, and it's going to be interesting to see where do they go with this and with these characters. Because yeah, I like these characters. I mean, yes, they're in some ways these ponies are, and these characters are not in some ways what I call classic cartoon characters. They feel more like real people. They're more, I guess, rounded out is the short answer, is that they're not, just like one thing. Like, here's a country pony, here's a fashionista pony, here's a shy pony. It's like Pip, I think, is a perfect example of this, is that you expect Pip to be, the pink pony princess that would be just afraid to, break a nail or do anything. But yet there's an episode in Tell Your Tale where we find out she likes spooky things, and even having, a smoothie drinking contest with the other ponies. So, So yeah, her character is not the typical Princess Pony character that you would think her to be, and I kind of like that. And that would be interesting to, to see what other sides and aspects of these characters do we have. At the same time, that does cause us a problem in that, we expect these characters to be this, and they're not, and that may be bad in some ways. And there is a reason why that children's show characters often are these, in some ways, I'll call it the one thing character, so that you can in some ways more easily peg down that character and identify with that character. Oh, this pony is shy, this pony is this pony is that, as opposed to this pony kind of has a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that, and all that. So anyway, yeah, so I like these characters. I think it's interesting, but at the same time, a little anxious to see, because this is an important time for the series, because now this is when the main series finally gets, into its own, and as the title of the show is, it has to now make its own mark, and the show will basically sink or swim what happens in, the next couple of chapters, I guess. Because again, there's been such upheaval, it's been so long since Friendship is Magic has gone offline, that, yeah, so... because, yeah, I must admit, yeah, again, the upheaval thing is, I don't even really know what to call this. Is this A New Generation? Make Your Mark? I guess A New Generation was just the title of the movie. Make Your Mark, I guess, is the title of the main series, and there's gonna be, chapters instead of like seasons. I mean, again, this is Netflix, is that there's probably going to be like a dozen in each chapter, and then, maybe 3 months from now we'll get another dozen episodes or so. So yeah, so as Babylon 5 once said, nothing's the same anymore. But however, in this case, that may not necessarily be a bad thing. It's like, yeah, I think the other short answer is that, is this show Friendship is Magic? No. But again, is that bad? Not necessarily. I mean, I think the good news is that there's the core of Friendship is Magic, I think, is still here. That friendship and all those things are still very important, but but this is in some ways a new show and a different one. It doesn't follow the same exact formula and rules as Friendship is Magic, which again is not necessarily a bad thing. Because yeah, as much as we like something, that sometimes what we really want or what we really need is something new or something different, or to take this idea and maybe do something a little bit different in it. And I think that definitely is this show, and I'm looking forward to seeing more and all that stuff. So oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So there's parts of me thinking, I think I'm starting to ramble on and be unfocused and stuff. So, but again, what else is new? But yeah, so might want to start trying to bringing this video to a close, because like I just watched Make Your Mark again. So now I want to talk a little bit about the editing process in some ways, a little bit, but the reactions in the future, because it's definitely different. Again, nothing's the same anymore. That obviously, the long story short is, Hasbro might have been okay with these reactions. Netflix is obviously not. So basically, my rules of editing and how I have to make these videos, it has to completely change. But the good news is, after a bit of a struggle, I was able to basically figure out the quote-unquote the correct way to edit these videos. And the long story short is, it's partly you have to stay under, each edit has to stay under a certain number of seconds, and I think also the position of the video in the end also helped. So as long as you do that, you essentially don't get detected or nailed by the Content ID system, and then the video goes up. And my thoughts on this is, at first, it's like, I didn't think I was gonna like that, because it obviously means a lot more work for me, but at the same time, I actually kind of like this, because this is definitely more in the fair use way to do the videos, and it's actually kind of an interesting process of, okay, I have to do this under this amount of seconds. How can I make this scene work but still communicate whatever that scene or that shot is trying to communicate? And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And yeah, like there was a, especially with my text comments, it gets difficult. Like, for example, there was a shot where we actually see Sunny's cutie mark glowing the way that we do in, like, Tell Your Tale, but the way that I had edited it, that shot was only on screen for, like, a second. So it's like, I put the text comment there, and I just hope that people are fast readers or something. Oh dear, but so it was definitely a bit of a struggle the first time, because I had to edit my original Make Your Mark reaction like 3 times, and that was not fun. Especially since all my text comments were there already, so I had to move them around, and let's just say that caused trouble. But knowing how to quote-unquote do this the right way, that I'm gonna go, instead of trying to, like, edit the reaction and then sort of re-edit it, I'm just gonna go and edit it the quote-unquote the correct way the first time, and then put the text comments on it. So yeah, that hopefully will reduce the overall editing time. But yeah, that is going to, all that is definitely gonna make it even harder to do, like, 12 reactions essentially in a row. So again, this is why I'm both excited and terrified, because next week is going to be an incredibly busy week for me, and probably beyond. So and then, of course, afterwards, I'm sure there's going to be focus on videos and things that I'm going to want to talk about. But first, it's like, so I've said this before, but so I intend to do, nothing but edit for, like, the first week, and then after I've finished, I intend to do nothing but record the first week, and then after that, I'm going to go and edit, like, every single, video, and then, I'm going to... This is the part where I really should edit this, but so I'm gonna then once I've recorded them all, then I'm gonna start editing, and then I'll upload them one by one, because so that I can Obviously, yeah, so that I can avoid spoilers, because I know some pony will say something, whether they mean to or not. So it's definitely in my interest to watch the episodes as quickly as I can, and not to mention, so then I can go and react to Tell Your Tale, because yeah, I can't watch Tell Your Tale until after I watch Make Your Mark. So the, again, it's going to be very busy. All right. So yeah, so then after that, yeah, then we're gonna start uploading, editing and rendering and all that stuff. So, so yeah, it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be different. Again, it's like, and yeah, my other thoughts was like, I was gonna be kind of disappointed because I kind of liked the quote unquote the weekly, some ways in a way, race or something. It's like, okay, I do my reaction, then I might, do an afterthought review or or focus on video. Obviously, that's not going to be possible if they're like all, if there's like 12 of them and I react to them one after the other, because I guess I could do I can't really, because the whole point of the afterthought review is that, okay, I watch this a few more times and then I do the review, but I really don't have time to do that because I gotta go watch all the other episodes, and by the time I do, and then after I've watched all the episodes, part of the fun of the afterthought review is like, oh, what do I think is going to happen next? Well, if I do like an afterthought review later, well, I already know what's going to happen next. So, so again, and obviously again, focus on videos definitely don't have time to do, will not have time to do focus on videos. So, but then again, but the good news is there will be time to do focus on videos afterwards, and like I did after Make Your Mark Chapter 1, where it's like, I think I spent like a month and a half doing nothing but like afterthought, focus on videos and stuff, and I mean, it was kind of a lot of work, but I also really liked it. So yeah, so again, so again, excited, and nervous too, because yes, I'm excited, yes, and nervous too, because there's gonna be a lot to do. But it's gonna be exciting and fun, and it's gonna be worth it in the end. So yes, I think just like for every pony in the show and everything, it's gonna take some adjusting. Things are definitely not the same anymore, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it'll be bad, and it's gonna take some adjusting, but I think in the end it's gonna be good, and I'm definitely looking forward to see what they do with these characters, the supervillain, what direction they take this world and everything, and regardless, it's just so good to have My Little Pony back. So, and all I'm gonna say is we need MLP now more than ever. So, all right, I think I've rambled on enough about all this stuff, so I hope you've enjoyed this video, and looking forward to seeing you and all the new ponies in the new equestrian and the new reactions. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you for commenting, liking, and subscribing, and until next time, this is BlueStar. Stay strong and pony on. BlueStar out.